We were a very close social bunch. Did we have drinks after work? Well, I suppose there were one or two. But we all lived a long way. Channel 10 was where the elephants go to die. It was not exactly in a city. So it was a long way to drive home. Mind you, there were fewer people living in the world back then. But we did entertain quite a bit, and we saw each other, as I think I've mentioned, socially. It was a close cast. And we did have a lot of fun, down in the green room, which was underneath Studio B. It was where it all happened. You can forget the idea of us having dressing rooms. You came down these stairs into our den. First of all, the makeup. There were 3 or 4 makeup artists. Amanda Panda was one of my favourites. She was only 18. Because I remember I was doing Prisoner when John Lennon was shot. And we were all in shock, and she said, and I was in the chair, and she said, and we were talking about the Beatles, and she said, who are the Beatles? Because she was only so young. And then there was the green room where we sat. There were orange couches and a couple of green ones. And then further on, Jennifer Carmen and her wardrobe department, and behind that somewhere was a little hessian cloth that you got dressed behind. And Jennifer Carmen was the most wonderful wardrobe mistress. First thing she used to say, she rang me up as soon as she knew that I had the role, and she said, well, what star sign do you think your character is? So that pretty much sums her up. She used to take us shopping. She didn't have to take me shopping much because I was mainly in the uniform. But if we had any logies or parties or anything on, she would just take us out and throw together some outfits that always looked terrific. So she now lives in London, but she was a great wardrobe mistress and a lot of fun to have around. So it was just one long room, and we spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours there, and days and months and years. So we all got to know each other very well, and we all actually got on fantastically. Sometimes people spoke to each other in a shorthand that families do. So, somebody could come down and they might think that people were speaking in a way that... but it was family. There was very, very, very few... and they always talk about, a cast of women, what's that like? Well, personally, I found it to be fantastic. The very few upheavals. And if there were any, they were sorted out like that. Women are very honest. And they were sorted out, and we all got on with it, and there's a great bond between all of us. I now live in Sydney, so I don't see the Melbourne people. I saw Colette Mann recently. She was up doing a play, and we had lunch at Sandy Gore's place, and Sandy Gore was in as the evil Kay White, and she and I are very good friends, and we're also card partners. Patsy King, who played Erica Davidson. Last Christmas I went to Melbourne, and we had lunch, and that was just terrific. So, yeah, there's definitely a bond between us, because we were all original cast members of the show, and that's something really special.